Hey everyone, and welcome to another custom challenge run in the Binding of Isaac. Today I am doing part 2 of Alphabet Soup, and this was suggested by, just a second, I forgot to pull up the thing, ISCWABA or Isquaba, or whatever it actually is. So, yeah, starting from where we left off, and where we left off is L. So after I complete this floor, I will give myself an item beginning with the letter L, and that's where we'll go from. Remember, I do not have the alphabetized cheat table anymore, so I will just do these kinds of things off of memory, but I'll look through if I really can't come up with something that I do want to go for. Today is Super House of Dead Ninjas, so stay tuned for that. Happy Saturday? Yeah, it's gonna be Saturday. Sorry, my throat's got like stuff in it. I don't know what it is, but hopefully we'll be fine. Remember, I can get items and stuff if they just happen to appear besides the item room. Like, I'll take boss room items, I think, and I'll take not item room items. I'd take the small rock if it were to pop up in here, or that. I'm just gonna look in here because it's here. Game Kid. Yeah, that's no thanks. What L items are there? It'd be funny if I skipped the first letter that I got, but I think there's bound to be something. Oh, there are the little, like Little Chubby and Little Steve and Little Chad and all those things. Are there any others though? Because I don't know if I want a familiar. If I have to take a familiar, it'll definitely be Little Chubby, because that does lots of damage. Oh, okay. Duke of Flies, why don't you calm yourself? I don't want to deal with all these freaking flies. Almost took damage there. I want to keep this soul heart if at all possible. It would be nice if I could have taken Cupid's arrow this run, like right away from the start of the game. Alright, so now we just have a bunch of flies to deal with. Perfect. Just die, please, please. Excellent. So we'll take this coin purse, see what these pills do. Probably bad things. Balls of Steel is a good thing. 2 soul hearts. Bad trip takes one of them away. Bad gas would be poison. Range down is a minor inconvenience, I suppose. We're at about what Kane is at, so I'm going to look through. Add item. I'm going to see if there's a spacebar item that starts with L. Lemon Mishap, and that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and not take that. And let's look at mixed stat upgrades. No, there are none of those. None in tears. Damage? Lump of coal is a lump of coal, but I did say I wasn't going to count those. I think that arrow mods, Loki's horns is pretty useless as well. Navigation, ladder, Lord of the Pit wouldn't be a bad choice at all. Let's see what else though. I'm thinking Lord of the Pit over Little Chubby, but I could be wrong. Nah, we're going with Lord of the Pit. So from L we go to M, where, I mean, you can take a guess what I'm going to take there. And that will pave the way for getting Polyphemus later, so maybe I shouldn't, just keeping the run interesting. I'll see what else is in M. Mom's Contacts is, but you know, I want... because then I don't want Polyphemus at all, because it's kind of an inconvenience when you don't have something that it's powering up as opposed to having it and it alone. I didn't think I'd be able to do that. So I'll think about it with the M's. I think Flight was a good choice though. And I know it's kind of within the spirit of the challenge run to take Mom's Knife because, you know, I'm building the best run I can with the letters I'm given, or the letters that I've reached. Range down, you know, I'm going to pass and not take that, as crazy as that might sound. I want a bomb. I really want a bomb. But I don't want to go into the curse room, or not the curse room, I'll totally go in the curse room. I don't want to go into the challenge room unless totally necessary. Let's see what's in here though. Oh, that's garbage. But at least I didn't get hit again, so it's kind of okay. I don't have a bomb. What was I thinking there? I just want a bomb, man. Stupid red heart. Oh, why not? I have 4 keys and I'm not using item rooms. I may as well go to the shop. There's not a bomb in here, and now I'm upset. But I'll take this tarot card. I'll use the moon. 6 cents puts me up to 13, which isn't quite enough to use the shop. And I have to take damage on my way back out. But there's a half red heart, so we're all good. Alright. We'll see what the boss gives us, and cube of meat is what the boss gives us. Well, now we know. I'm still debating Mom's knife. Mom's contacts would be great fun, but maybe I'll just take Mom's knife and not take Polyphemus. Because Polyphemus really does make the run way too easy. But Mom's knife is just more fun, and it's a good damage up. As opposed to a not damage up. Which is what I'd probably be getting with another M item. Alright, so famine, almost dead. Cube of meat, by the way, will rotate around us, block enemy tiers, and damage any enemy it comes into contact with. It'll also stack with later cubes of meat to do more stuff. So that's a cool pickup. Let's just look through active just because. No, I don't want any of those. That was an easy decision. Mom's Eye, Mom's Contacts, Mulligan, Mutant Spider. Mutant Spider could be fun. Don't get too many of those runs. I could go for that. Yeah, let's do that. It's more fun that way. Then I don't take Mom's Knife, no one's upset with me. I can still take Polyphemus and not be too upset. And then let's see, what is the next closest tiers up? Like significant tiers up. What do we have? We have Sad Onion. We're not going to get to S, I don't think. But I could be wrong. I'm not like actually counting. I'm just kind of guessing where we'll reach. We have enough money to go to the shop. And now we get a bomb. Whatever. We kind of need the bosses to be generous with health upgrades, if we're being real here. Because that's kind of necessary for my continued survival. Unless I make myself way more overpowered. Let's see, so we have N next, and then O, and then P. O is probably going to have to be Ouija board, but I'm not totally remembering every item in the game. I don't just have 198 items all in my head for recall, I have them for recognition. Different types of memory if you've taken psychology before. Recall is your ability to just produce them out of thin air. Whereas recognition is your ability to know what they are when they're mentioned or seen or something. So I know every item by sight, but I don't know every item off the top of my head. So one is recognition and one is recall. Oh my god, I'm taking terrible damage. Good thing I can fly though, because I don't have to worry about Peep's pee everywhere. Gross. Oh my god, I could die here. Should have taken Mom's knife. Should have taken Mom's knife. Oh god, I almost dodged right into that one. Yes, we will take box. And we'll take Child's Heart, because that'll give us more heart drops. That'll be good. Bad gas? Meh. Joker takes us to the deal with the Devil Room. Yeah, let's do it. Could take Brimstone. Or we could take the Mark. The Mark is a good thing to have. Let me look through my ends first, though. Let's see. Stat mods. Mixed is what I want to be able to take, but there doesn't seem to be one in there. So let's see. What do we have? We have Squeezy Wire Coat Hanger #1 for max tiers minimum range. That's going to be something that I'd pass on. Although if I took Brimstone, it might make everything really nice. No ends for damage. No ends for health either. Okay. Well, that's one thing to consider. We could not take any tier mods because there are none. Don't really want any familiars. I don't need navigation stuff. Magneto is M. Miter. No, these aren't helping me out too much. Is #1 really like going to be the only option? Let's see. Necronomicon, the nail. Ooh, I think we should go for the nail. So what I'm thinking here then is take the damage, go for the nail, especially since I'm not really using the D6 here. By the way, I'm gonna add that now and then just leave the floor as we continue. Alright, nail, go away. Next is O, which I do expect will have to be Ouija board. Not totally sure. Anyway, the mark gave us 2 damage and 1 speed, as well as 1 soul heart back for the 2 red hearts that we paid for it with. The nail will give us a soul heart on use. We also do contact damage, we gain a bit of damage, and we get bigger. And of course the soul heart is why I took it, because that's like why it meshes reasonably well with having taken the mark there, because then I actually have a way to replenish the health that I no longer have. Good things to keep in mind. Alright. It also recharges in 6 rooms, which not too bad, but it's kind of bad at the same time. I will take this health up. Kill Monstro and Larry Jr., because this is a boss challenge room rather than just any old challenge room. Almost took damage there, stupidly. This will also be one more room for my recharge on the nail. Now let's see, there's 9-volt battery. I count 9-volt as like number, but I could count it as N. But then I wouldn't have taken the nail, and it's just kind of pointless at that point. Oh. So, you know, battery habit is H. It doesn't have a nuns in front of it like a lot of people say. It's actually just called habit. So that doesn't really help me out. Passed H last episode. Oh my god, terrible, terrible damage. But at least I have another health now. So it kind of works out, but also doesn't at all. If I pass the shop, I'll stop in, probably fight Greed. We have a 50% chance of fighting Greed in the shop, and other than that, he can't be anywhere on this floor. So, I don't know. I'm okay at coin flips. I'm pretty pro at coin flips, actually. Excuse me. We also eat rocks when we have the nail active. Forgot about that one. So it's good in a room with tinted rocks, because you can eat the tinted rocks and not have to use a bomb, which is always welcome, especially when you don't have bombs, but I have bombs now. Still, always nice to save one. Come on, you're welcome to be dead. So we're looking at O right now for our next one, and I mean, I only can think of the Ouija board. But, you know, again, recall and recognition. Might not even be called recognition, whatever. We're going to get our second cube of meat. Second cube of meat makes it so that this cube of meat is shooting familiar along with us, and doesn't change anything else, so we'll still have the protection from enemy tiers, and we will still do damage, contact damage to enemies if we get near enough to them. So I think that's not too bad. Probably my favorite stage of Meat Boy, honestly. Alright, so we got that. Let's get on to the next floor, where I'm going to look through for O items. Don't seem to be any spacebar items that start with O. Just do note that I am doing cursory glances. There are the 2 odd mushrooms, which would be not bad choices. But do I want... which one do I want? I think I'd rather have either of those than Ouija board, though. So, Ouija board's the only one in Aero mods. Don't really want any familiars. Don't need navigation. Resources could have something? No, looks like that's not the case. Okay. Don't want extra lives. I'll live. Well, hopefully. So, I'm gonna go with the large odd mushroom. 1 more damage, 1 more health, and a little bit less speed. I'm happy with that. Next we'll be taking Polyphemus, just because it's way more fun that way. Yeah, okay, so we're doing pretty well now. Remember that Meatball is also shooting along with us, making 4 good times for everyone, especially me. and so far these masks haven't been the huge pain that they always are, which I am quite thankful for. And our damage is pretty good, which I am also quite thankful for. But then again, it was of my own design. Oh, you didn't die. I'm surprised and appalled. Don't you shoot at me when you're not supposed to shoot at me. Don't do that. Judgment spawns a beggar. Alright, it's a normal beggar. I will certainly take whatever he wants to give me. Well, maybe. 9 volt would be nice. Battery, habit. Candle. Wow. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Because the thing is, I don't think I have necessarily the kind of health where I can support myself by taking only having the candle there instead of having the replenishable health from the nail here. So this is an interesting predicament. I'm just going to stick with the nail, especially because it's something that I myself did design the run with. Like, I did kind of design half the run around having the nail at this point. So war would drop our 3rd cube of meat. I'll take it because, you know, why not? Oh, that was close. War, you devilish man thing, person. Well, it says horseman, not horsewoman. But then again, lots of things are designed like that, so I'll just take it anyway. We have the 3rd level meat boy. He charges around and eats people. So what are we taking after? OP Polyphemus. It's going to be interesting. We're going to have a very low fire rate. I don't think there are any Qs. So, you know, we're going to assume there are none? Anyway, now we do bunches of damage. And our tears can travel through enemies if they overkill them. Oh, that was close. And Meat Boy is really slow. Oh, you jerk. Do keep in mind now that I have to deal with not having any orbital protection. May as well go in here. Not greed, but I don't really want the steam sail. Take the soul heart, and I guess I'll take the pill, balls of steel. That was a good choice. Don't really need the bomb or the key, but I may as well take the key, I guess. If we make it to the chest, we'll be in a good position to do good things. By the way, Polyphemus plus Mutant Spider in any situation other than purely those 2 items is a bad choice. That is, if you take Mutant Spider afterwards. Because, say you have Polyphemus plus Mom's Knife, Mutant Spider would effectively halve your damage. It has a lower multiplier with Polyphemus than other things, and picking it up lowers your damage in those cases. So don't do it. Like, actually, just don't do it in the wrong situations. I will happily take that range up, and I'll clear 1 more room. Ah, fine. Guess I won't clear 1 more room. Well, I'll still clear 1 more room in order to get a nail charge for the mom fight that we're about to go into, which will be fun. Probably pretty easy. Let's see, what's an R then? Roid Rage, that doesn't really appeal to me at all. I'll pop open the wiki page on all the items to see if there's a Q. Free Tinted Rock. Alright, there we go. Not that the Tinted Rock wouldn't have been free, considering I have the nail active, which would mean that I could just eat the rock. That bee liquor just went right over the freaking rock. Disregard for the rules. Stupid game. Pageant Boy. Wow, that sucks. And we'll take the Polaroid to allow us to get to the chest. Wow, I look pretty swagged out. I mean, look at that. Pink crown on that awesome, beautiful, beautiful thing that I am. Alright, so let's pull up the wiki and see where QU... Oh, there are a lot of QUs on the page. Quarter. Well, guess we're taking the quarter. See, I would have just forgotten about that. Alright, cheat engine, there you are. Passive resources, quarter. So that'll obviously give us 25 cents, but that's largely useless considering money has very little value at this point in the game, as I'm not likely to run into beggars or anything. Not that there's not a chance, but I would have much rather skipped to R most likely and seen what I could get for R, considering quarter was my only choice here. Of course. It's always got to be the lumps. Oh, okay. You weren't dead. I get it. Really? Meat Boy knows where it's going. Come on. Oh my god. Thank you, Meat Boy. Make my job a lot easier. Oh, well, that's easy as well. I have 40 cents and likely no use for it. Oh, hello. Yeah, that's fine. But my damage is very satisfactory, I would say. Considering I decided to make a more interesting than guaranteed victory run. Yeah, you know, all good. I would like this to be a room with lots of rocks. Well, it has a few rocks. So, the reason for that is that tinted rocks in the womb cannot be distinguished from regular rocks, meaning that if you want to be sure to find all of the tinted rocks, you have to destroy essentially every rock in the whole womb. Anyway, Blue Larry Jr. gives us a soul heart because he's the blue boss, and we got lucky and got a soul heart there. So next is R. What are we getting from R? I really don't know. Alright, that's fine. I don't know, and I will just live with that. Huh, a lot earlier in the day than I thought it was. I will just look through the R's when I get there. Preferably passive because I don't want to give up the nail, but we have been pretty lucky with tinted rocks. Why not blow all these up? No luck, but kind of worth it. I'll play you twice, or rather 4 times. And get a pill, which is balls of steel, so that was technically worth it. Technically. No, you stop that. Is the heart up there a half heart or a full heart? If it's a half heart, that'd be really, really great. But if it's a full heart, I'll just play the Demon Beggar anyway. Let's find out. Half heart. Alright, so we play him and then we get invincibility from the Polaroid every time we get hit, which is quite awesome. And we can play him 4 times or so? Oh no. Now we're going to get that half heart back, maybe? Oh, maybe, no. And we got the Pact, which is really, really good. That's 1 damage up, 2 tears up, and 2 soul hearts. So that was a pretty amazing pickup. And now it gave us the 2 soul hearts, and I've already lost one of them. But it was still a good pickup. Well, we're going to explore the whole of Womb 1, unfortunately. Don't really need you. We've got a nail charge. I kind of should have saved it for the boss, but then again, I'm quite powerful. I can make do. Nope, don't want that. See what's in here. Don't want a health up either. Because there's, I mean, I could use it on the blood bank, but that's not much of a benefit to me. Alright, I don't have poison touch or anything, unfortunately. So I can't do anything useful there. Oh, I got hit again, unfortunately. Conquest really is a sucky boss. Oh, no. Well, that's why I have lots of health, I suppose. Eternal Heart that I don't want? How much does that suck, you know? Because we're just trying to maintain our Polaroid invincibility. Oh, I didn't take an item. Let's see. We're going to take the Relic, probably. There are a fair amount of options, but I don't want Raw Liver, I don't want Robo Baby or Roid Rage or the Rosary, really. The Rosary would be pretty good, but I think that the Relic is going to have the ultimate overall advantage. So I'm going to clear this room, and then I'll give myself that item that I totally forgot, which, again, is... Oh, my God! I'm playing like a champ, basically. Alright, what are you? I knew that was going to happen. Oh, well. What did I say? The Relic. I think that's under resources. No, not you. Where is the Relic? Come on, we can do this. No, I guess it is under familiars, because that would make sense. Yeah, it's spawner. Of course, I knew that. Because technically it is a familiar. So now we have the Relic, our S. Next is S. And what are we going to get there? I don't know yet. I don't want the sack of pennies. Oh, we totally didn't get our last level meat boy. So that's kind of why I don't frequently take the third cube of meat, unless I have the Book of Revelations. And when do I have that? That item's not that good. I know, I've just spoken blasphemy. In a number of ways, I suppose. But that's not what I was getting at. No, no. Oh, stop that. Good. Now we have the nail. Let's pop you open. Let's use a bomb then. Alright, small rock. That's what we want. I could give myself another small rock. That's a 2 damage up, 1 tears up, and 1 speed down, by the way. That probably would have been what I gave myself. But anyway, more damage is always welcome. And the nail does seem to slow us down a little bit. Let's see what the Joker can... Oh, why did I do that? I knew what was going to happen. I didn't have enough time to stop myself. But trust me, I knew what I was doing a slight bit too late. S also has the sad onion. I think we're going to take the sad onion. Even though we're shooting relatively fast, in all honesty. No, we don't have polar invincibility anymore because of that unfortunate full health pill. And I was hoping that I was going to trade off all of my hearts to the devil, but then I was stupid and used the card before I should. Excuse me there. And there could be tinted rocks in here too, which would be fine. Because more soul hearts always welcome. I don't need Bob's rotten head. But then again, I should use it just to blow up some rocks. Got nothing, but, you know, it was better to be thorough. Alright, don't need to go in there. I would have been able to go in there if I hadn't accidentally gotten the full health pill. What can you do? We are... Okay. I wasn't sure if we were going to make that, but we're doing a bunch of damage still. So it's all going well. The relic's probably going to pay out relatively soon as well. Also going to get a nail charge. Ah, soul heart. We don't even have the miter or anything. Ah, you jerks. So we wasted the soul heart we gained, but then the relic paid out. We're still at a net positive, essentially. Oh, come on. That's garbage. Garbage. Alright. Let's fight the heart now. It lives. See what kind of good stuff we could do. Unfortunately about that deal with the devil, we won't be able to get to the deal with the devil on the next 2 floors unless we get lucky with Joker cards or teleports again. Meat boy! I forgot that I can't really employ my normal strategy for using bombs when I have a meat boy, because he likes to kick my stuff. See, that worked out just fine. Stay right there, meat boy. Alright, so repeatedly firing bombs means I no longer have to care about bombs, because I can just do a constant stream of damage with my overpowered tears. And what item do we want? I think is it sad onion? Skatoll, skeleton key, small rock, spoonbender. I'm gonna take spoonbender. Now all of my tears will likely hit. That'll be awesome. Stat mods is not what I'm looking for. Arrow mods. Spoonbender. I could have taken Sacred Heart, just so you know. But it's kind of like I have Sacred Heart now, and it makes the run more interesting. Okay, so now we, oh no, don't do this to me. Oh god. This game's a jerk sometimes. But this means that more often than not, my tears will be successful in hitting their target. Especially against Isaac, things will go well. Because I don't have to aim them quite as much as I did previously. My god, I'm doing a lot of damage. Sacred Heart would have been a little much. Not that it would have been a bad choice. Of course it wouldn't have been a bad choice. It's a good choice always. You always want Sacred Heart unless you have Dr. Fetus. Then you don't want it. Well, at least it was a dead end that had a tinted rock. So it was worth it. Yeah, I may as well open that because I have unlimited keys for the floor thanks to that golden key we picked up. see what's the other way. Oh, not that way. Also, take note that when you're flying, you actually can't open those locks. You just can't. The game doesn't let you. The game's like telling you, don't be an idiot, man. Don't do that. You know you don't actually want to do that. And, you know, it's much appreciated. Alright. So, our damage continues to be crazy. We continue to have homing tears. Sacred Heart would have given us homing tears and 2.3 times our damage or so. You know, it would have been really good, but no, it's fine. I like what I've done with myself instead of making things absolutely stupidly overpowered, because I could have had Mom's Knife, Polyphemus, and Sacred Heart. And everyone knows that that's like the run. That is the run. Nope. There we go. You're all dead. What is this? The moon teleports us to the secret room. No thanks. Oh, that's the wrong way. Don't need that coin, that's for sure. Alright, let's get Ood here. Can't be over there, so it has to be this way. Somewhere. Alright, Monstro Dose. I think this should be pretty easy, especially with Meat Boy doing his eating. You know, growing Meat Boy. Oh, hello. That was easy. Now I just have to not take damage on those, and that was perfect. Get another Soul Heart. I think we're pretty set for victory. Isaac versus Greed. If the next room is next to the boss room, I won't use the nail, but I'll use the nail otherwise. Do we know this pill? Yes, we do. Bad Trip. Not going to be too useful as a full health pill, as I don't have that much health. ST, what does T leave us with? Okay, I get it. Oh my goodness. No, you get away from me. That was terrible. What does T leave us with? Technology, that would be really fun. I can't take... I could take the treasure map, technology, transcendence, but I already have flight. Those are pretty much my only options if I'm keeping my spacebar item, and I don't know what other spacebar items there are. Let's start with T. So, oh yeah, nail. Increased damage here. This looks like it'll go fine. I could go and do some contact damage whenever I get hit, maybe, but I could also just not. Note I have no protection here, so this isn't going particularly well. Meat Boy is causing him to shoot lots because he's constantly doing damage as opposed to our periodic, though regular damage. But now we really don't have to worry too much. The angelic babies will die very easily. And as long as we hug the edges, yeah. So, are we going to go with technology because it's fun? Let's see what's in the activated items. Telepathy for dummies. Teleport Tammy's head. Yeah, we're going to go for our last item with technology. We could also get technology too, but that would lower our damage by... lower it by 35%, or multiply our damage by 65%. Or, yeah, multiply by 65. I mean, it's still technology and Polyphemus and lots of damage upgrades. It's not bad. You know what? I'm going to do it for the funds, because we'll still have our quad shot going with us. So yeah, that is our last item. Let's see what our chest gives us. PhD for good pills, heart for health up, belt for speed up, and I may as well take a PhD. And Book of Shadows would give us invincibility for 10 seconds at a time, but we can stick with the nail. So let's see how our damage is at this point in time. Not bad, I guess. Could be better. But then again, is it really worse at this point? Unfortunately, we can't get a heart now from any gluttonies. So that's an oh well kind of dealio. Okay, you got hit there, unfortunately. Remember, we do also have the homing tears zizzles. So we can stay askew of the enemies and still manage to do relatively good damage while avoiding hits better. Okay, calm down. Remember, because we do have Polyphemus, that's most of the reason that everything's still doing good damage. But we did get a lot of damage upgrades, so it's not totally out of the question that those have an influence. That was an amazing dodge. And then that was like literally impossible. So it all evened out. Alright, you'll die now. Excellent. I know we did make it a lot more difficult for the blue baby fight, but that's half the fun, guys. Half the fun. If we can just keep one of them going until death. Get out of my way! Alright, can we get it? Oh, we got it, but we've been taking a lot of damage. No idea how much health I have. But after this room, we'll be able to pop the nail again, get one soul heart at least. Alright, there comes the head. How well I know the patterns of this game. I'm glad Meat Boy can't kick troll bombs, because kind of expected him to be able to, honestly. Remember, contact damage with the nail. So, even if we have to stupidly walk into enemies, it's not the worst thing that ever happened due to that fact. Oh god. Hello, Monstro 2. You ain't got no chance. Unfortunately, we went the wrong way there. Oh well. Just a bit more to go. Probably. Chest is long, but not the longest thing in the world. Well, I suppose technically it probably is the longest floor. Alright, there's the boss. Let's see how this goes. Meat Boy, you get in there and just start eating. Because I'm going to basically... Why are you not in there eating? Good job. Yeah, we're going to take a lot of damage because Technology 2 hits like 10 times per second. Literally, like I think that's the number that it is in the programming. Once every 3 frames, the game runs at 30 frames a second. And we're going to win. We are definitely going to win at this point. So that was Alphabet Soup Part 2. Please leave your custom challenge run suggestions in the comments, and I'll do the ones that I like the most or think would be the most entertaining to watch. I hope you guys enjoyed this run. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.